I haven't taken on a challenge in a while, so in this video, I'm going to try the pricing card challenge from codingspace.codes. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is James Q. Quick, and I do weekly videos on web development related topics. And I haven't done like a challenge type thing in a while, so I'm going to live code this challenge from codingspace.codes. This is actually a website that it's really cool. It was created from Rishi, who is part of our Learn, Build, Teach Discord. There's a link to the Discord if you're interested in joining. And what Rishi built is Coding Space, where people can upload their challenges and then you can take the challenges. And I think it's pretty cool. I love to support people that are creating stuff that looks really great like this. And then just has kind of a community feel because other people can submit your challenges. So I would encourage you to go ahead and submit your challenges. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and try out this pricing card challenge. Let's go ahead and view this. They give me some starter code, which is basically just blank code. So it's index HTML with nothing in it, a script file, and a CSS file. So not a whole lot going on here. And then they give you the images too, so we can actually see what this thing should look like. So I figured we might as well just go ahead and get into it. I'm using VS Code here. I'm also using the live server extension, which is going to load up my website at localhost 5500. See if that's working. It looks like it is. Let me just confirm if I add in an H1 that says hi. Now we should see that thing reflected over here. Cool. So I'm gonna pull this over to the right so we kind of have that to refer to. And let's just start laying out the HTML here. Now again, I haven't prepped for this at all. I'm kind of making this up as I go. So we'll have this little, let's call this a banner. So we'll do a class of banner. So .banner. This is an Emmet abbreviation. So you can go look up the Emmet snippets, or you can just type this out. And we'll need to style this, which I guess is okay to just leave that as a class instead of an ID. And then we'll have two pieces of text in here. We'll have your current plan. And then we'll have another one for starter, trial, and then it's got 500 AUs. Okay, cool. So those are on two different lines. We'll need some sort of classes to target the styling of these, which we may end up adding. I don't know. Let's actually look at a bigger view of this. Can I see a bigger version of this image? Let's make this full screen. This is actually kind of cool that it does the full screen. So let's see, does that match up with any of the other text? That's probably just regular text at the top. So we'll probably leave that without a class. And then we can say this is a little bit bigger and a little bolder. Let's say that's going to match the card header up here. So let's actually name that as a card header. So card header, and we'll add that class later on. All right, so banner and then card header, and then maybe we need this to be a card as well. So banner, we can use that class, like place it at the top with absolute positioning, and then the card can be a regular card class like this one. Although the colors will be different. Maybe we'll just do banner there. Anyway, okay, so that'll be the banner, and then we'll have there probably should be like an H1 on this page. So maybe this will be an H1. I'm not sure. So we can call this choose a plan. And then, we'll have, this will actually be like, I don't know if I want to build a complete toggle myself. We'll come back to the toggle. I may do that in another video. But then we'll have the pricing. So we can have this be an ID of pricing. That's going to be a div. And we'll make that, we'll use Flexbox, and we'll have a price dash card times 3. We'll have 3 of those. See what I did there with Emmet snippet? It's pretty cool. And I'm going to do multiple cursors. I'm kind of cheating a little bit here, but I'm using what I have with me. And then we'll have a P dot, and we'll have card header again. So we're going to use that. And then we'll have the card price. So P dot card price. All right. Notice I haven't filled in the actual information yet. I'm just stubbing out the HTML. And then we'll have a list item. And each one of those will have a couple of different items in there. And then we'll have the price button, I guess. So we'll do a button with a class of price. I don't know, BTN or BUTTN. I don't know which one you all prefer. All right, so that looks about good. So let's start to fill in some of this information. So this will be the starter. This will be the list price, which is 19 for this one. Then in here, we've got our list items. And actually, this should not be. This should be an unordered list. This should be a UL. So we'll want to fix that in each one of these. UL. And then we'll do list item. Let's actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So LI times 6 in here. And then what is this text? So we got 500 MAUs, 3 projects. So 500 MAUs. This is the boring part. 3 projects. Can I zoom it? Yeah, that'll work. That's not great, but it works. Let's actually zoom back in a little bit. The zoom is kind of finicky here. All right, so unlimited guides. Then we'll do unlimited flows. Unlimited, that was not right. Limited branded names and email support. Okay. And then the button down here will say choose plan. And we'll probably want, we're not going to do like actually, I don't know exactly what we need to do, but we'll call this, what should this thing be? Price button ID price 1. It doesn't matter. I don't know. That'll work. I'm fine with that. All right. So there's price 1. We do have this drop down here. So I may come back to that and just kind of keep the other part. So I'll come back to that, but that's not what we want. Back in our page, we'll have the UL, and then we'll have LI times 4, it looks like. And it says all starter features. Then we have unlimited projects. This is a well-designed one, I think. Limited, fully customizable themes. And then we'll have a dedicated customer success manager. This one also says choose plan. And then we'll also give it the ID of price 2. We should probably call that button just for clarity. So let's do that button. And I will usually do my my IDs without dashes. So I'll do it like this. So price 2 button, price 1 button. And then the last one has 5 LI. So LI times 5. And we'll have all pro features, unlimited MAUs. What does MAU stand for? It's something in the cloud, but I can't remember. Can't remember what it stands for. Dedicated environment. Enterprise account administration. And premium support and services. All right, so we've got all that. And then this one says contact us. This is a little bit different. So this will be contact us. And then we'll give an ID of this to price 3 button. All right, so we've got those. And that may be close to it. Excuse the zooming. Hopefully that didn't hurt your head. Okay, so now maybe what we can do is maybe we'll just we'll take this out of full screen. We'll put this over here, and then we'll grab the browser and put this side by side. So this way we can start to get a feel for what we have, and we can hide the image so we get a little more code. And let's slide this over. So at this point, it should be CSS that we're looking at. So maybe we can grab a couple of colors in this. Do I have a color picker in here? I think I do somewhere. So here's an eyedropper. Pick color from web page. Let's choose this one, and then let's choose eyedropper again. So let's do another one, and we'll grab this gray color, which is a different one, and then we'll go one more time for eyedropper, and let's choose the pink color. Okay, now let's go and grab those colors. And I'm going to use my multiple clipboard history, which I think you'll be jealous of. So I'm going to copy that one to my clipboard. Then I'm going to copy, oh, it's dark slate gray. So that's a basic one, that one. And then I'm going to copy this one as well. Okay, so inside of my CSS, what I want to do is grab the root, and then I'm going to add some CSS variables. Is it double colon? Is that right? Let's actually look this up. Root CSS. Maybe it's just one. Yeah, it's just one. Okay, so I don't know why it was giving me that issue there. Do not use empty rule sets. That's because I don't have anything in there yet. So let's go ahead and add this stuff. So we will have, how do we even do CSS variables? CSS variables, let's check. Custom properties is what it's called with the var function. So when we declare this thing, what is it? Syntax of the var function. That's after we've created it. Oh, okay, so just dashes. So we'll call this our black. And then I'm gonna paste in, notice my multiple clipboard. Haha, yes. So there's black, and then we'll have dark gray. That one, does that look right? And then our pink will be this one. Does all that look right? By the way, if you're curious what theme I'm using, this is the Midnight Synth theme, another product created by one of our members in the Learn, Build, Teach Discord, which is pretty cool. Cool, so let's go ahead and start with the body. And the background color is going to be, is it the darker one or the lighter one? Darker one. Okay, so background color is going to be var, and then our black color. Does that actually, why did that not load over there? Is the CSS tied to the HTML? Maybe it's not. No, it is not. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to be a link to CSS, and we'll have this link to style. I guess it was right. I didn't have to take that away. Style.css. Cool. So there's that. And then our card, did I call it price card or card? Pricing price card. So let's do price card. We'll do that as background color of the var dark gray. Cool. So there's that. And then let's go and get our, did I call it pricing? ID of pricing. So pricing. And then we want this to be display flex. So I'm going to use flexbox for this. So this should put them side by side. We want to have a gap in here. Does gap work in here? I don't know if it works. Hey, it does work. So gap is an abbreviation. It used to be just CS or grid gap. Now it works for grid and flexbox, depending on the browser. So check that for yourself. We'll also do just color is going to be white. So for all that text, it'll be white. And then what is the, let's open this image back up. We can see it. It's desktop cover. All right, so our bullet points will be red. All the rest of the stuff will be white. What was I asking? Oh, this has rounded corners, so I'm thinking maybe a corner radius of 5 pixels. Let's see, 5 pixels. Did that actually round? Is it border radius, not corner radius? I think that, okay, that looks good. And then we have all the text in here is centered. So let's go ahead and center all the text. Text, I'm not doing this right at all. Text align center. I feel like I haven't written HTML in a long time. All right, so there are those. And then, actually, we may take away the text align center because we don't want that for our bullet points. And then let's see, we want some padding. It looks like maybe 20 up top and 40 on the side. So 20 and 40. This is just a guess. I'm just kind of looking at that. Why is that? Oh, not in pricing. We want this on the actual card. That's why we're seeing a couple of different things. Okay, so this will be price card that we already have up there. So let's grab this and move it up there. All right, now that's starting to look a little bit better. We also want the body. We want everything to be, let's just say a max width of 90%, and then a margin 0 auto. What's wrong with this? Max width after a semicolon. There we go. Okay, so that's going to center that stuff pretty good. It looks like these are the exact same width. So we can give this inside of pricing. We can give these the exact same width, which I'm wondering if CSS Grid would actually be better at this point. Let's actually try that. I don't use Grid that often. So let's actually do CSS Grid. And let's say Grid template columns is 1FR, 1FR, 1FR with our gap. So that will make sure that those are the exact same width and height. Okay, so that's getting those laid out. Then we can grab our card header. Is that right? Is that what we called? Is that what we call this part? Card header. Yep. So card header. And I don't know, font size of 24 pixels. Is that okay? And then margin bottom of 20 pixels to spread that out a little bit. Now, is that what, actually, no, I don't think we want a margin there. Let's look at the final image. We want a little bit of margin there, not much though. So let's maybe cut that down to 10. And then we'll have, what do we call this? The card price. The card price. All right, so card price. And this is going to be bigger. So this is maybe 36. Oops. Pixels, maybe something like that. Did I not do this for the second two? Did I mess that up? Maybe I just forgot them. Or I didn't fill them in, that's why. Okay, so let's look at this example. And so this is the Pro, and then it's $99 a month. We're actually gonna need to wrap this in a span to make that smaller. So we'll come back to that, and then we'll have the just let's talk with no price. So let's talk. What we also might want to do, we still want to have enterprise. Oh, this is, never mind. I did that wrong. So this part should be enterprise. And then this part would be let's talk. Let's talk. Okay, so that's getting closer. All right, so let's look at this. Cool. So these both want to be text align center. Duplicate that line, save that, and then we might want to wrap these in something, or we could just put a margin bottom of 20 pixels to spread that out a little bit, maybe even 30 pixels. Let's also do a font family sans serif. I'm not going to go out and like choose specific fonts or anything, but this should be close. So the other thing we can do is have a, where do we have high? Did I leave that in there? Yes, I did. The other thing, just thinking about a little bit of responsiveness would be, let's set a media query, CSS. I always forget the syntax. Let's just go ahead and look it up. So we can do this one, and this is saying max width is 600. So let's see, we're doing desktop first in this case. We're doing the opposite of mobile first. So let's say max width is 600. That looks right. And then what we'll do is we'll copy the pricing. And then we will leave gap, we'll leave color, grid will be the same. And then if we just do this, will this work for us? So if I shrink this down, it's okay. Not the best. Probably something like 900 honestly needs that, and that looks a little weird. I don't know exactly how they did theirs. Let's actually check. So if we make this bigger, in their mobile, they've got consistent heights on there too, which is interesting. I don't know if we can guarantee that, but anyway, that's okay. So let's go back to desktop. We are pretty close, at least in terms of mobile stuff. Like down, yeah, I don't know. somewhere in there. All right, let's start to look at what is now a little bit different. So starter, I think the starter text is a little too big. So let's make that one 18. Is that too small? I think that actually looks okay. And it's a very light font. So font weight 100. Do I have a 100? That's a little bit lighter. And they may even use a different color for that. Oh, I was looking up here. That's the wrong spot. So we maybe don't need such a light. Do I have a 3? Or if I get rid of that, what does it look like? I think that's okay. And then these are just much bigger and bolder. So card price font weight of bold. And then we can have I'll just call this like, I don't know what to call it, but the month span. So class equals month. That's not great, but it'll work. So we'll do month and we'll say font size is 14px. And then we'll do font weight 500 for regular. That's getting a little bit closer. And we may want to do some margin left of 10 pixels. Give it a little bit of space. That's probably too much. 5. How did it look over here? And interesting. So there's a little bit of space in between the slash too. So if we wanted to do that, we would have to go in and wrap this here with the span and call this well, we can actually just do card price span and then do margin right 5 pixels. Did that right? So in our card price, we want to target a span inside of it. So inside of month. So, there below. So month. Okay, that looks pretty close. I'll take that. All right, so based on this, we've got, I think we need to spread these out a little bit more. So this card header, we'll do 20 pixels for that. Spread that out a little bit more. And then I think we do want, it's kind of hard to tell with different fonts and stuff. That's probably good. That's not too bad. All right, and then I don't know how to change color of LI bullet. I don't know how to change that. I have no idea. Okay, so this kind of thing. That's what I figured. All right, so we can kind of just paste this in. So for the UL, we're going to say don't do default styling. Then we're going to add a little bit of content, which is this circle. The color should be var pink, font weight bold, display inline block width, and then it basically puts it over to the left. Let's see if that does what we want. It does do what we want, so that's kind of cool. We could also, can you change the font size of this? Probably, right? If we did 24 pixels, that'd be really big, yeah. So 18 pixels, just slightly bigger than what it was. That's cool. Cool. And then in our UL, and we could give this a class or ID. We'll do margin bottom of 10 pixels maybe to spread. Let's see, how far down is that thing? That's a good 20 or 30, I would say. So 20. There we go. All right. And then we can start working on our button. Again, like I could have, we could have classes and IDs for this, but I think it's okay for now. So let's start with just the border button. So border 1px solid, and then we'll do our var pink again. And then we'll start to give ourselves some padding. So 10, 20. Let's see what that looks like. And background color none. Can we do that? No. So inherit. There we go. And then color white. Is that what that looks like? Yeah, it's also a lot wider. So we will say padding, or actually we probably want a fixed width on that. So we'll say width is 200. That may be too big. That looks about right. And then what's the deal with that? So that looks pretty good, honestly. Maybe it's got a little more, like 12 or something, and then a small border radius of 3 pixels, maybe. I think that works. And then we want that to be centered. Can we do a margin? Does that work for buttons? It does not. We may go back to, let's go back to our parent. Let's go back to pricing and let's do text align, or no, inside of our card, sorry. So inside of our price card, text align center, and then let's take our UL and let's do text align left. Cool. Let's shrink these to the point where they kind of look. So why do these not look near as tall and skinny as what's in here? I think there's a lot more spacing in our, LI. There's a lot more margin. So if we do margin bottom, not right, 5px, maybe 10. Maybe more, 15. Yeah. And then we should put from the UL, we should put margin bottom to be like, I'm thinking like double that. And that still doesn't even seem, and I could use like rims or something like that. Yeah, those are pretty spaced out. Does that look, I feel like it's not enough on the top here. So we could maybe take our UL and say margin and then 0. So top and bottom to spread that out pretty good. I think that is, like on this one, it's just a little weird because the text doesn't really fill out any. This one, cool. We've got, that looks reasonable. Let's go ahead and change the, I don't know what to call this, title maybe. Where's the H1? H1 with a class of title. And let's go back to our styles. And we'll just throw this in here somewhere. Say here. So this will be color white. I guess we could go ahead and make all of, so body color white. That'll go ahead and do all that. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll do text align center, and then we'll have margin, and we'll do the 60 again. 60 and nothing. Does that work? Choose a plan. Something about this just doesn't feel right still. These cards. Maybe it's just not using the font. I don't know. Y'all can chime in the comments if you watched it. I feel like the pricing should be still a lot bigger. Card price should be like, what if we did something real big? That doesn't even seem that big. The card header should have, let's do this again. Let's do top and bottom to space that out a little bit. And then for the card price, let's not do margin bottom because I think we've got that with the margin top of the UL. So that's getting closer. I think also those seem a little spaced out to me. It actually is not that different than what is here, I don't think. I may even bump this up. Like the prices are, like what if I did 72 to really, and then what if I did the card header, it would be 20, and then let's do a little bit less on the bottom to bring that up just a little bit. I think that will be nice. This is starting to look good. And then we can have, we can start to have a button. So the, we could call this like the active button. So if we have, and we should also use the price button instead of just regular button. So let's do that. So this will be price buttons that look the same. Yes. And then we can have price button. How do you do both classes? I don't know. Active? Does that work? Background color var pink. Is that how you do that? I don't actually know. Is it comma? I guess so. Nope. That's either or. How do you do? Oh, it's just, I think you just put it together. Sorry. As I fumble around with that. Cool. So that works. Let's give, I feel like our card itself, let's go to the price card padding. We could definitely do 40. And that's going to spread that out a little bit too. How much padding do they have? And not a whole lot. So about that, like maybe, what would 60 look like? Maybe. And then what if we let that be a little tighter? And, ooh, don't like that. Whoa. Why does that? That's weird. Let's go to the UL and the after. So this is bringing, actually not sure. Actually sure not sure why that's happening. Oh, we should probably do like margin left 10 pixels to bring it off of there, or one rem. All right. Cool. I think we got the majority of this down. We got this, like we could go into JavaScript and like toggle this active button based on which one of these we click on, or active class based on which one we clicked on. That would be interesting. I think this text is getting a little big, but that's okay. So it's not bad. Like I'm also like their stuff like had exact same height. So we could probably go in and have a UL and actually set the height. I don't know what would be a reasonable one. If we're setting those to both, I'm kind of confused. Let me actually make this full screen because I'm not sure. Why does that one push down? Oh, because the let's talk wrapped. That makes sense. Now, why do those not look the same? Are those in line? Maybe they are. They are. Yeah. Okay. So the let's talk wrapped, which means like we could go in on mobile and like change the size of the price. Let's go to the price and let's go back down to 64, a little bit smaller. And then I think that's too much. So what did we say? We did the UL and try 300 to make sure, probably even less than that. 200? Does that do it? Maybe 250. Maybe 250 will do it. I think that's good. We should probably also, let's take this and let's do margin left of 2 rem. Let's just get that off a little bit more. Cool. I think that looks better. All right. Last thing we can do is this little thing up here. So it is going to have not that much. So let's go and grab, what did we call this thing? The banner. Is that right? Banner. Yeah. Oh, sorry. And let's go back into our CSS. Scroll all the way down. Let's get the banner. This is going to have a background color of our pink. We'll have border radius. Now, I don't know where this starts from. Top right, bottom left, maybe. So not that one. So 0 and then 10 px and then 10 px and then 0. There's another way we could do this too. Off by 1. So I guess that means it should be 0 here and 0 there. Yeah, so we're just rounding those bottom parts, and then we can text align center. Then we'll have padding of 10 pixels. And we'll do a max width. So width is going to be 300. Any idea how long? Maybe 400, 4, and then we'll do margin 0 auto to center that thing. That's cool. And then what do we call those pieces of text inside of there? We've got the that one, and then the card. Oh, we've actually got the card header already there. So does that? I guess it is. So then what we need probably is, I don't know, small and light. Does that do it? That does it. And then we would need to do, let's see, do a really light on that. So we could call this banner light. I don't know, or banner text light. What would BIM syntax be? Banner light and then underscore banner text light, like that. I think that's what BIM syntax would do in this. So let's actually add that class, and then we'll say font size is like 14 pixels, and font weight would be 100. Have it be, that doesn't seem as light as I want it to be. That's a little thinner. That's not as thin as I want it to be, but also we'll let's set some more margin inside of here. So we'll have 10 pixels inside of the banner. And then the margin down here, margin bottom, we'll do like 2 pixels to bring that up a little bit. We may have to take, I think the card text thing has a margin top, so maybe that would be tough. The other thing we can do is we could have this be, I want to make it a lighter color. I don't know right offhand how to do that. Maybe can I set the opacity to 0.7 and have that kind of blend? Is that working? I don't know if we're actually styling this. Banner text light. That is not getting anything. So that wasn't doing anything this whole time. Dot banner text light. Do I have the class? Nope. That's why. Yeah, you probably saw that as you're watching. So that actually is really small. So, so this will be, let's bump that back up to 14. And that looks okay. And then we've got the start trial. Now the other thing, we would probably position absolute this. So position, maybe fixed actually. And have this be top 0. And does that go, oh, not that one, sorry. The banner itself. What is, I don't know where that gap is coming from. Oh, because it has margin top. Yeah, so we can go 0, 10, auto. Okay, and then we need to move that over. Oh gosh, so left will be like calc 50% minus 200 pixels. Is that how that works? Apparently not. Is that not? I feel like that should be right. So what if we just did, this? So I thought that would 50% minus half of the width. There we go. Okay. And then we want to make sure that the body has padding top 200 pixels, maybe just 100. Okay. All right, that's not perfect by any means, but I think it kind of covered some cool stuff. So anyway, if you'd like to see more of these challenges, let me know in the comments below what you thought. I think this stuff is kind of fun. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, sure, let me know that as well. But I think these are fun. So hopefully you'll see more of these. Anyways, thanks for sticking around, checking it out. I'll catch you later.